right, TD Punch talks about the origin of where the Drake and beef started at with Kendrick Lamar.
Where the hell does this start? Is it the controversy that this whole Kendrick versus Drake situation? Do you know where that starts, or can you even speak on where that may start?
I can give you my perspective.
Okay.
And yeah, to my perspective, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Dot did the whole thing, and it's a competition thing.
Right.
Not a I hate you thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We rapping. I'm trying to be better than everybody. You should be too.
Right.
So a lot of people took it personal.
Why do you think that was missed, especially when we know this is a highly competitive environment?
No, it was all the light-skinned niggas.
That's why I want to be traded from this team. I told y'all, trade me. My mama named me D''WAN.
Bro, no, I'm joking, but I'm kind of serious at the same time.
No, you're not. You're not joking. I'm with you. I agree.
Pusha T was mentioned, right?
Right.
Pusha T tweeted that and said, I hear you loud and clear, Kendrick Lamar.
What's the confusion?
Meek Mill seen that in the club.
Yeah.
Walked up and shook his hand. Said, I got to get you back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When my guy Cole seen that, they ended up escalating to the fight with him and Puff.
Oh, no.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Then with Drake, he doing interviews like he really upset about it.
He was very upset. That Elliot Wilson was telling.
Right. And like that kind of threw everybody for a loop. It's like, huh? What we doing?
Especially when once again, I keep pointing back to the roots of things and that you were in a room, like even Ali talked about it. He's like, he knows how much of a blessing it was to be in an environment where it was highly competitive with not just 4 artists.
Yeah.
Anybody who could at any given point in time could be somebody's main artist.
Yep.
And it's going to be competitive, especially when it's got that going.
Thing though, like what we didn't take into consideration is everybody didn't come up that way. So it was second nature for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody didn't have that same thing. I get emotional, but
look, I'm trying to walk.
Still aggressive.
See, he's not gonna let us have no win. Today we not look, we didn't got set back years. Man, but I think about that controller, and when I heard it, I was like, damn it, this always needs to be an element of hip hop culture. Anything involved, I don't care if it's mainstream rap, whatever. However you want to separate it, there should always be an element of that. Beyond the high yellowness, what do you think it is that people miss? What do you think it is people miss in terms of, people are like these are the same artists that are competitive about record sales.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing you see some of them use when they do end up being at odds with somebody else. Why was that missed when it was such a wide net? Because you wasn't just talking about one rapper. It was the whole gang, even the people on the damn record with them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know, man. It's just, I can't explain where that comes from other people.
Right.
Or why they feel the way they felt. To me, I know it was friendly competition.
Right.
It's like we on the court, we playing basketball. I'm trying to win the game.
That part.
I mean, we can go get something to eat after, whatever it is, but while we playing, I'm elbowing you, you know what I mean? I'm shoulders is going crazy.
Right. It's like a pickup game.
Yeah, but it's still love.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate you, my nigga. It's cool. We good money.
All right, man. So there were some things in there because I didn't listen to that whole thing, right? There were some things in there that he said, and he said that when J. Cole ran into Kendrick Lamar, that escalated into the thing that happened with Puff. Now, if you don't know what happened with Puff and J. Cole got into it, at one of Puff parties, because I'm guessing, Puff is a dark-skinned ninja, but I think with all the Backdooria and, all the cleat, the cheek clapping that he doing, I ain't talking about the cheeks that me and you clap. If you're a guy listening to me or stud, all the other cleat cheeks that he liked to clap, he was a dark-skinned dude that got mad at the Kendrick Lamar verse, and I'm just thinking like, dude, you ain't even a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even a rapper. But I guess it was the Pride of New York thing, and instead of people like, getting their bars together, they knew they couldn't hang. So when they couldn't hang off that control verse, when they couldn't hang, they start hating. They start hating. They was, oh yeah, me came up to it. I gotta get you back. Pusha T came up to you. Yeah, I gotta get you back. We gotta step our game up, fam, and all that. But other than that, you know, a lot of dudes they couldn't hang. And then Kendrick, what did J. Cole do? He waited, 10 years later or whatever it was. He waited some years later, then tried to sneak this. He didn't sneak this. He tried to straight up diss Kendrick Lamar, and then he bagged out. But to his defense, Puff really came up. The story was Puff really came up to Cole. It came up to Kendrick and tried to check him over the control verse. Instead of dudes getting into the lab and saying, okay, man, we gotta we gotta step our game up and go at Kendrick. But when they can't go at you, when they can't beat you straight up, what did Jay-Z say in that and where I'm from? He said, against immeasurable odds, I still gave straight bets. They couldn't get straight bets. So when people start saying, oh, Kendrick is this, and they start hating on Kendrick, a lot of it had to do with the control verse. A lot of it have to do with the underlying still hate for the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So for them to act like that, it's the same thing in the NBA. The competitive nature is gone. They don't compete at the same level. You talk trash and they take it emotional. We ain't friends no more. You elbow me too hard. We ain't friends no more. That's just the competitive nature on how my generation grew up. It's starting to fade away as a millennial. It's legit starting to fade away. And at the end of the day, now you can't give an honest opinion. You give an honest opinion about an athlete, or he should tighten this up, or he should do this. All of a sudden, you hate, nigga. I don't fuck with you hating. A lot of that is single baby momism. It's getting raised by single mothers and not having a father figure there. Knee-jerk reactions. Dudes don't even know how to take a blow. No Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey. They don't even know how to take a blow no more. They instantly get emotional. They instantly want to fight. They don't want to compete anymore on a higher level. But Drake knew he couldn't compete. That's why he waited all them years. And what he tried to do is wait all the years, catch Kendrick off guard. And then, in addition to what he tried to do, he tried to recruit J. Cole, another light-skinned dude, to try to jump Kendrick. And what he didn't calculate was J. Cole was going to jump out of there. Them mulatto people, funny acting. That's another reason why I'm like, ain't procreating with nobody that's not the same race. They just come out confused. They don't know who they is, like Zuko off the Avatar Last Airbender. But Punch also had to say this. He says that Kendrick Lamar took the damaging Drake accusations out of the diss track. He says that I don't know the length, but there was definitely a version that was longer than the world got. There was a lot of stuff that didn't make it on there, he said, of Euphoria. He said there was some things in there that I didn't think would have been beneficial in the long run to put in there. So I gave him input on that, and he took some of those things out. So at some point, you may see that leaked out. At some point, you may see that, get leaked out. It's kind of like Jodeci wanted, I think it was, what was the song that he had with Jodeci? I think Toss It Up, or it was, the other way. It might have been Toss It Up, or it may have been, I forget. I forget the other song he did with them. It was one of them, and they were saying, well, they don't understand why Death Row won't release the other versions that Pac did. They said Pac did like several versions of that, and why they don't release those versions. So at some point you may see that released. They might have destroyed those versions. Who knows? But he really took it there, and he said it wouldn't have been beneficial in the long run, so they wouldn't have been commercially friendly for him. And, at some point, that's why you got a team around you, let you know when you go too far. I mean, remember Nas, he did a song with Scarface. I'm not sure what song it was. I'm not sure if it was a favorite for a favorite, which is fire. And he said that, Nas said some nasty things in the verse, about Jay-Z, and he said he hit Nas up, said you can't say that. You can't say that. Me and Jay cool, you can't say that. You can't say that. And for the most part, Nas, intelligent guy, respected Scarface. I mean, Scarface was one of those rappers that respected whatever coast. Benny Siegel. They asked Benny Siegel who was the guy that you wanted to be on his first album. That Rockefeller asked him who they want him to get. They got he requested Scarface, and that happened. Scarface had a song with Jay-Z. Guess who back? He had a song with Nas, a favorite for a favorite. That shit bang. So he's one of those MCs that's regardless of coast, he's usually some of these dudes' favorite MCs, but he could have went harder. Sometimes you need input. That's why you always think before you post. You think before you tweet. Think about what you posting. Your digital footprint is very vital. So that's all I had to say, man. So hopefully I enjoyed it. Stay light skinned and energy free. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link in the description, and join the Patreon, Free Gaming 9. Check out the Free Gaming 9 channel, Instagram, X, Spotify, my Detroit channel. All that's in the description. All that's in the link in the description, under the link in the link tree. Peace. And check out the music entertainment playlist.